So we are on week 10. So in this last week you have studied the fermentation of cheese and other product, also biodiesel formation. So today's session is based on those three topics mainly. So coming to our first question. First question is bioleaching of arsenopyrite and pyrite leads to the recovery of which of the following metal? So they are asking that from these ores, arsenopyrite or pyrite, which metal is recovered. So what are the options? First is copper, second is iron, third is gold, and fourth is silver. So this arsenopyrite or pyrite is mainly used for the recovery of gold. Okay. Sometimes silver is also leached from this, but that is flow with the other materials. So mostly it is used for the extraction of gold. So for this question answer is C. Okay. So you must know the name of the ores of different metals. Like what is the ore of copper called iron and other types. And what is bioleaching? Normally what happen? We used to suppose this is ore of any material, any metal. So when we use the microorganism for its extraction, then this process is called as bioleaching. Although other chemical methods are also used, but when the microorganism is specifically used for different type of metals, then it is named as bioleaching. Now coming to the second question, this is uranium leaching is an indirect process. Why? So now what you are extracting is uranium. Okay, leaching is mainly of two types. Like from the name itself, you can guess that if one is indirect, then one must be direct. Okay, let's first discuss this. What is direct and indirect leaching? In the figure shown, first one is showing the direct leaching and second one is showing the indirect mechanism. What happens? Suppose this is a ore in which metal is present. So when the microorganism or the chemical method, the specifically we are talking about the bioleaching. So suppose these are the microorganisms, when they directly react to the this metals present in the ore, so that process is called as direct mechanism. But when the microorganism react indirectly, then it is called as indirect mechanism. So like here in this, what happens initially, the microorganism is reacting with this iron sulfate to form this, and the further it is oxidized using the microorganism. It means it is not directly degrading the metal or extracting the metal. First it either it produce any component that react with this, or it will react with the another material of ore and that is further converted to the required metal. Okay, but in this it is directly react with the metal and the metal is extracted. So let's read the options. They are talking about the uranium leaching, and they themselves are telling that it is an indirect process. So they are asking why. So what is the first option? First one is the microorganism directly attack iron oxidant present in the ore. And the second option is this is a solubilization process. C option is both A and B, and D is none of the above. So it's true, when it is an indirect mechanism, solubilization process occur. And what is given in first option is that microorganism is detecting oxi- iron oxidant. Suppose in this figure it is mainly reacting with iron sulfate. So this is also a part of this indirect process. So for this answer is C. If it is, I'll, if it don't attack the iron oxidant, it is directly attacking the metal present in the ore, then it is a example of direct process. But here it is attacking the iron oxidants that is present in the ore, so that's why it is a type of indirect process. Okay, so for this question answer is C. Now coming to the next question, what is given here? Match the content of column A with its function mentioned in column B with respect to the cheese making industry. So here we are talking about the cheese making industry. So for cheese making, you must know what is the raw material, what are the other, if other substrate required, what is the microorganism used, and what is the process. So for this production you must know all these things. So they are given the name of some processes in column A, and then you have to tell what is the function why these processes are used. So first one they are given is curdling, second is brewing, third is ripening, and fourth is aging. So they have given all the process in sequence, means initially when you take the raw material or milk, the curdling occur, then brewing, then ripening, and then after all aging is processed. So why they are used? They are asking this. So what happened? Sorry. Initially, when curdling is occur, in curdling, many different processes is occurring to form after form the coagulation, means to collect the solid part after treating the raw material or milk. When treated, then you finally you get the solid form. So this curdling is mainly used for this process. You can call it as coagulation, means the formation of the or the collection of proteins and the other parts. So curdling is mainly used for coagulation. Okay, and we know that at the end aging is mainly done for flavor enhancement. Normally, for any fermentation process, process is mainly used for flavor enhancement. So in this also aging is used as flavor enhancement. So then you have the two things, that's brewing and ripening. So what happened? This brewing process, in this first initially you use some materials or some substrate to add in the raw milk to finally form this coagulant form or the solid form you can say. After that the further treatment is given, that is brewing. In brewing what happened, this the acids that you have used, slow down of that is happening in this process. So brewing is for the slow down of the acid development, because initially lactic acid bacteria is also used, so they form the acid, and other materials are also used. So to remove this or to reduce its effect, this brewing is done, and finally this ripening is done for the ring formation. So from this you can answer from first, what is the option for first is C. So that is given in only one option. For second, it is D, correct, slow down acid development. Then third is ripening for the ring formation. And fourth is A, flavor enhancement. Correct. So for this question, answer is C. But as you have studied, different type of cheese. So for making the different type of cheese, initially in first and second process, that is curdling and greening. Only these two processes, like all the changes for making the different type of cheese are done in these process itself, or in these steps itself. In the after stage, in the third and fourth, mainly the refining and aging of the cheese is occurring. Okay, so when you want to make different type of cheese, these two process are important, or changes in these two process only required. The later steps, that is ripening and aging, that are almost same in all type of cheese. Okay, so for this question, answer is C. Now this is the next question. Which organelle in the bacterial system is host the metal leaching reaction? Means we are talking about bioleaching, that we have used the different microorganisms. Okay, mainly thiobacillus species is used. So they are asking if this is the bacteria. So which part or which organelle is involved in this process, bioleaching? So for this bioleaching process, mainly cell membrane occur. All of you, I don't know, some of you might have studied about the quorum sensing. So this is the biological process that occur at this bioleaching process. What happened is microorganisms sense the different compounds present there, and it went there. Suppose these materials are present on the ores. So what happened? Bacteria sense this material and move towards this. Suppose bacteria reach there. So what happened? It start reacting here. So this quorum sensing is the biological process that is present, like after this bioleaching. So normally you don't need to go in detail of this process. So for this bioleaching, only the cell membrane part is used of the bacteria. So for this question, answer is D. If my speed is slow or fast, then you can tell me. Coming to the next question. Okay. So in this, they have given the different characteristic of the milk, like suppose how much fat, protein, and P by F ratio that is present in the milk, and you are making the cheese. So they are asking about the yield of the cheese. Okay. So for finding this cheese yield, there very simple formula. That is fat plus protein into this P factor. So this is for like simply one unit amounts, and if you have to find about the 150 kg, then you can simply multiply by its volume. Okay, so we must know about the fat and protein component, and this p factor is there. This p factor mainly depends upon this they are giving that cheese having a moisture content of 34% is made from this milk. So if this moisture content changes, this p factor also changes. Okay, and this p by f ratio, it mainly represent the protein by fat ratio. So suppose you have protein, you have 2%. Okay, fat you have initial fat that is given is 5%, but when you find this cheese yield, this 5% fat is not considered. We have to find out the fat using this p by f ratio. Means we consider that some fat are also present there in this. So the direct fat is not considered for the cheese making. For cheese making, we have to find the adjusted fat. So how do you find this adjusted fat? Okay, this is very simple. That adjusted fat is at how much protein is present in the milk, and this p by f ratio. Okay, so it will give you the value of the adjusted fat. That is mainly considered here in this formula for the cheese yield. Okay, so we will find this value of f from here, and this p is given as a 2%, and this p factor is also given 1.37, and the total amount they are asking for the 150. Okay, so let's first find this adjusted fat. So they have given milk protein as 2% and p by f ratio is 1.4. So when you solve this, it will come around like 1.42. Okay, so this f is considered as 1.42 plus this p, that is protein present 2%, and the p factor, that is 1.37, into the total volume of milk, because we are yielding the cheese from that amount. 150 upon 100, because these are fat and protein content are present in percentage, so we are dividing it with 100. So simply when you solve this, it will give you the cheese yield. Okay, so solve it by yourself and it will give you the correct answer. Approximately, it not exactly come 6.89, it will come around 6.9 something, 6.9 kg. Okay, so for this answer, we will consider as C. The major thing that we have to remember in this type of question, like suppose this formula is really simple, that you only know the fat and protein content, but the fat you must find out with this adjusted fat. So you must need this p by f ratio of the raw milk or the raw material that you are using for the cheese making, and this p factor is also important, and this p factor changes with the moisture content of the cheese. So if it is more, then p factor will increase, and if it is less, then p factor also decreases. So for this question, answer is C. Now coming to the next question. This is commercially vegetable remnants are available from, okay, these are the options given, that Leuconostoc mesenteroides, Leuconostoc lactis, or Rhizomucor mihi, and all of the above. So this rennet is mainly used in the formation of cheese. So they are asking from where you have taken this, or what is the source for this. So this vegetable rennet, normally it is from animal source, but taking it from the animal source have various limitations, like the amount is very low and the process is very not very commercial to extract it. So what is happening, they shifted this rennet to take it from animal source, they shift it to the fungi and the other microorganisms. So now they are asking, this commercial vegetable rennet is available from, this is mainly produced using this Rhizomucor mihi. Okay, so you must know whether which microorganism is used where, because this is really important. So for this question, answer is C. Okay. Yeah, this is your next question. Next time. They are asking, match the following cheese mentioned in column A with their distinct characteristic mentioned in column B. So they have given four different type of cheese, that is Swiss, cottage, Roquefort, and mozzarella. So here they have given the like characteristic of the cheese, that whether it is blue cheese, soft or semi-soft cheese, hard cheese, and fresh cheese. Okay. So can anyone tell me which is like blue cheese? Okay, this blue cheese is mainly from Roquefort. Okay, this Swiss is mainly used as a hard cheese, and this cottage is fresh cheese, and this mozzarella is semi-soft cheese. All these types you have studied in the cheese for like cheese fermentation, and different type of cheese you have also seen in the different outlets of like pizza and the others. They use these different type of cheese. So this Swiss is mainly the hard cheese. So for this first is C. Okay, and we must know at least blue cheese is a different, so you can learn it. This is a Roquefort. So for third, this is a blue cheese, and this mozzarella is semi-soft cheese. Okay, sorry. So for This mozzarella is B. So fourth one is B, and second for cottage it is fresh cheese. So for this question answer is D. Yeah, this is also from cheese fermentation. So what they are asking that formation of rings on cheese help in preventing. Okay, why they are doing this or why they form. So they mainly helps in preventing the, let's see the option. First one is humidity losses, second is contamination, third one is handling damage, and the last option is all of the above. So this rings is helps in formation of, helps in prevention from all these things. Means humidity, contamination, and handling losses. All these can be prevented by the formation of rings in the cheese. So for this answer is D. Okay, this is the next question. What is the main function of ripening cheese? So what are the options? First one is helps in preserving the cheese. Okay. The next is given flavor, texture, and aroma are developed. And third is C, and D is none of the above. So anyone want to answer this question? Okay, we have already mentioned. Okay. As we have previously discussed the four steps in the cheese formation. So at the end, this in the last question itself, that rings formation mainly helps in preventing the losses and contamination. And this ripening, it is the latest stage. Normally, if ripening of any of the component, not only cheese, but even for the other products, it perform the similar function. Means it helps in enhancing the flavor, texture, and aroma. Like this is means the aging process, you can say. So this mainly helps in uh, developing the aroma and the texture and flavor enhancement. This is mainly done. That's why this aging is done. And in some cheese, it is last up to years. So this ripening cheese, the function of this is to flavor, texture, and aroma are developed. So for this question, answer is B. Now coming to the next question. So now we are going to discuss mainly about the biodiesel formation. So they are asking like what is the volume ratio that is used for the formation of biodiesel? That is 1 is to 4, 1 is to 2, or 1 is to 1, or none of these. So this methanol to oil volume ratio for this biodiesel, it is 1 is to 4 ratio. Means oil is used in a much larger volume as compared to methanol. So for this question answer is A. So this is our next question, that what are the end products of a typical trans-esterification reaction. So this is a chemical reaction which is occurring. So what happened in this? In this, the alcohol and esters are formed. This is the trans-esterification reaction. So what happened in this? This are they are showing that these can differ, like from of any component. Suppose you are having, but the products also different, but the chemical group you can say it's different. This is the alcohol, means alcohol usually form in the trans-esterification reaction, and this is the ester. So this is the generic or general trans-esterification reaction. So the end products of this is alcohol and ester. So for this answer is B. Yeah. Now this is the next question. Feedstocks with high acid content or more free fatty acid require pre-treatment with. So they are asking if there is more free fatty acids are present or the acid content is high in the feedstock, means they are here talking about the biodiesel also. This is a question from the biodiesel part. So what is used? Alkali, acid, or no pre-treatment, or both? Can we use both alkali and acid in the pre-treatment?
Certainly no.
Sorry?
We don't use both at a time.
Yeah, correct. So for this pre-treatment, we mainly use the acid treatment to remove this more free fatty acid content, and if high acidic content is also there, then acid is also used because they
But,
form.
but as such, it has a high acid content. Then is it true we use acid treatment?
Actually they form that different, like when the reaction occur they form different component. So it is sometimes mainly they form the ester, so that is like removed out. So in this we use acid mainly. Yeah, we use acid in this pre-treatment because that when the reaction occurs, suppose not in this, if different chemical groups are present, suppose this type of reaction, this type of molecules are present there, then they normally react and form that different component that might be removed easily as compared to others. So that's why acid is used, because if alkali is used, this won't, like in this also the acid contents remain after the reaction of these two if alkali is used. So we normally use the acid. So for this question answer is B. Okay, they are coming to the next question. They are asking acetone, butanol and ethanol, that is ABE fermentation is carried out by. Okay, they are also asking here about the microorganism, that whether they are facultative anaerobe, obligate anaerobes, aerobes, or none of the above. So this is means aerobic require oxygen. So this is not used in this fermentation. This facultative and obligate anaerobes. In means That facultative anaerobes are those that can grow in the presence of oxygen and in the absence of oxygen too. But in obligate anaerobes, what happens if oxygen is present? They will die. They won't grow. Means they won't survive in the presence of oxygen. And this process mainly occur in the absence of oxygen. So for this, obligate anaerobes are used because facultative anaerobes can survive in both condition, in the presence of oxygen too and in the absence of oxygen too. But this fermentation ABE is carried out in the absence of oxygen. So for this, obligate anaerobes are used. So for this question, answer is B. Okay, this is our next question. Which among the following fuels has the highest energy density?
Ethanol.
Ethanol. No, no. For this, okay, let's options are ethanol, methanol, butanol, and gasoline. So
Would be
this,
gasoline.
yeah, gasoline has the highest energy density. Butanol also has high energy density, but these have low as compared to this. This has nearby gasoline, but not more than that. Maximum is for gasoline. Butanol is nearby them, but they have almost half of these gasoline energy density. Mainly energy density refers to like how much the energy can be produced per volume or mass. Normally we define density as mass per volume if we normally defined about the any solid substrate. Means the amount of volume or per kg you can define. Similarly, energy you can know like if there is per kg, we can define this energy like how much energy is presenting per kg of this or how much energy is produced. So the highest energy density from these option is gasoline, and even hydrogen has the maximum this energy density. So that's why from this, if you have to prefer, you will prefer the gasoline as a fuel source. So for this question, answer is D. Okay, this is our next and last question for today's session. This is the highest concentration of the solvent present in AB fermentation broth is. Okay, they are asking about which molecule or which component is present maximum concentration in this fermentation broth. So this is acetone, butanol, ethanol, or ethyl acetate. So in this ABE fermentation, this butanol is present in maximum concentration. Like if you add all these in different ratios, so this butanol solvent, butanol is maximally present in the solvent. So for this question, answer is B. Okay, if anyone has any query in this session or in this assignment,
Ma'am, last
and
time I
yeah,
request.
last time
Yeah.
you asked one question. Can you show me that question because I forgot which question you are asking. From
10,
assignment
10th
9 or 10?
question in 10th assignment.
From 10th assignment.
Yeah,
From assignment 10th question number.
10th.
And I have mailed for the TA. Most probably they will join in the next session to brief you about the exam. this question you are asking, which of the following is not a method of active draining technique in cheese making process? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you're audible.
So you're talking about this question, huh? Question number 10. This, which of the following is not a method of active draining technique in cheese making process?
All three are methods A, B, C. Then actually we should choose D, but D says all of the above, which is contradictory.
Yeah. No. You can choose this stretching factor in middle. You can consider which one is like less. You will consider which is less used or not preferable, not preferred from these three. You can choose that one option
How do it's very difficult to.
because yeah, I know, but suppose you consider this cutting process is definitely used, like, or if there is any one process which is not always used or not always preferred, you can mark that option.
So what do you suggest?
Oh, what I will say. Hey, this you have to mark by yourself because they will give you marks about this.
Okay.
Okay. Any other doubt if anyone has?
So you promised that you would arrange a session
Yeah,
on the examination format.
yeah, TA, na? Yeah, I've talked to them, so most probably they will talk you in the next session.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, if there is no doubt, then we will close this session. I'll stop the recording.